Back in 2018, sophomore head coach Sean McVay took one of the league's worst teams of the 21st century and formulated the league's third best rushing attack, led by reigning Offensive Player of the Year Todd Gurley and a resurgent C.J. Anderson, all the way to the Super Bowl. Along the way, he was only stymied once by the Chicago Bears. With 2 weeks for the greatest professional coach to prepare, Bill Belichick copied what the Bears did and stifled McVay once more on the sport's greatest stage. As the rest of the league had an offseason to study, the offense faltered the following season. Ponderings if McVay had been found out saturated the media at the end of the season and hired the outside linebackers coach from that stout Bears defense only a few years removed from coaching at the Division III level to be his new defensive play caller. In hindsight, we know that the Bears defensive coordinator who shut down our potent rushing attack was Vic Fangio, the leader of the greatest defensive revolution since the Legion of Boom, and that outside linebackers coach was Brandon Staley, one-and-done defensive coordinator, current head coach of the city rival Chargers. What Staley did while working with McVay was taught him the entire Fangio system so McVay could find its weaknesses, modify his offense to attack it as he knew he was going to be seeing more and more of that too-high shell, and reach the pinnacle of football again. Wide zone turned to mid-zone, inside zone turned to duo. Let's look at the foundations of that rushing attack that brought the Rams a Super Bowl victory. When McVay was first hired as our head coach, we ran a lot more wide zone than just about any other run play. Now it's pretty split, 50-50, between mid-zone and duo, both of which we are going to talk about here. Now there are a couple different runs that we'll run, or a couple different variations. We're going to go over the basic foundations of the Rams run game. We're going to start with mid-zone, and mid-zone is a little bit different than wide zone because we are not trying to get all the way outside. So if we look here at the end zone shot, the same play we just saw, we are going to be running to the right, but it's the left of the screen here. The right tackle is going to actually base out the edge defender. So whereas with wide zone, we would still be trying to reach him and let that defender decide whether the ball is going to go outside or inside. With mid-zone, we are going to eliminate that read. The tackle is going to get inside of the edge defender, and we know automatically that ball should be at least coming through the B gap. What gap it truly ends up in depends on the rest of the offensive line. So we're going to get a single combo here, what they would call a combo between the center and the guard. They're going to take the defensive lineman to the play side linebacker. Then we're going to get a B call backside. We're going to get the left guard and the left tackle comboing up to the other linebacker. And then our receivers backside are just going to make sure that the backside stays clean. So this would be mid-zone. The running back should be hitting the B gap here or cutting it back through either of these gaps, depending on how the combinations shake out. Another staple of the McVay system is getting these wide receivers involved in the blocking. So you saw it on that first play. We're going to get the single receiver that we can't see on the screen right now. He's going to come all the way in and block the safety too. So we do get a successful combo on the first defensive lineman. We've got him pinned out. We're going to get our guard up on the linebacker, and we're going to have a great alley to run through right here. Looking at duo. Duo is what we transition from inside zone to get more downhill, more physically, quicker. So duo, everybody is blocking down. So whereas with a zone play, most of our blockers are blocking in the direction of the play, and we're running still that way. Down blocking, we are blocking away from the play. This is the primary difference between when McVay was first hired and what we're in now. Turning inside zone to duo was the primary combatant to the fronts that we see in the Fangio system, where if they want to get quite a few people on the line, then we're going to be able to block them down and run right around them. That's exactly what we're going to see here. So we're going to get everybody blocking down away from the play. We're trying to create as many double teams as possible. And what the running back is reading on duo is he is reading the play side linebacker. If the linebacker fills inside the combo, he's going to run outside of it. If the linebacker flows over the top, we're going to cut it back up inside. Wherever that linebacker goes, the running back is going to run the opposite way. So we'll finish off our blocking here, and we'll watch the play. So we can see right here, the inside linebacker tried to fill the hole. We got our good kick out from Robert Woods there, and we have a gigantic alley to run through. Another staple of the McVay system is that sweep motion. We're going to talk about what that does to the defense. The Rams have become notorious over the last few years for their incessant use of 11 personnel. What 11 personnel means is we have one running back, one tight end, and therefore there are three other receivers. So the first number indicates running backs, the second number indicates tight ends, and then you subtract those two from 5 to see how many receivers you have left because you have 5 eligible players on offense. Notice none of those include a fullback. Other teams that run the similar offense use a fullback, and we don't. This sweep motion is how we get around using a fullback. So most teams would have a fullback about right here, and he would come in and insert on that play side guy right there. That's how most teams would do it. Because we don't have a fullback, we block that player with the motion by making him honor the motion. So we're going to run the sweep motion here. And if he does not expand with that motion, notice all the defensive players are moving a gap over. If they don't do that, and we actually hand the ball off to him, there's going to be nobody to tackle him. So we are blocking this player with the motion right here. So we don't need to have that fullback to insert to block him because he's being accounted for with our motion. This is something that we will see very often in our schemes. Now, we do have to hand that ball off every now and then to keep them honest. Unfortunately, sometimes that involves getting hit in the backfield because they're ready for it. So what you don't want to happen is for the defense to see this sweep motion and then just check into a blitz real quick because they expect it to be a run. So we'll run this motion and then run a play action pass behind it, and we'll take a deep shot. But right here, we are still looking at our mid-zone play. So we are running mid-zone here to the right of the screen, left of the offense. We are blocking number 37 with the motion. Remember, because it's mid-zone, our tackle is going to just base block out the defensive end. This would be another single combo here up to the linebacker. We would get another B call up to the other linebacker, and then we are 2 for 2 on the backside. We get a really nice combo on the front side here. Notice how his eyes are on the linebacker. He's staying as long as he can on the defensive lineman, and then whenever he comes off, we've got hands on that linebacker to create the alley for us to run through. All right, last play we'll look at today. We're running duo to the left. Again, we'll notice the motion, but now we are running away from it. We also don't want to always run towards the motion, again, setting up tendencies for the defense to look at. So this is what we'll get. A lot of times out of this formation, these are the only two plays that we'll run. We'll either run mid-zone away from the tight bunch, so to the open side of the formation, or we will run duo to the strong side of the formation where we can just block everybody down and run around them. So that's why I picked this formation to look at our plays from, because between those two plays, that's like 80% of our offense. We're either going to run mid-zone away from the tight end, or we're going to run duo towards the tight end, whether it's just a tight end, whether we've got a tight bunch like we have here. That's quite a bit of our run game is running those two plays in those specific directions. But looking here at our sweep motion away from the play, again, you can see the rotation of the defense. This defender is blocked by the motion. We do not have to worry about handling him with the offensive line or with a fullback that we don't employ. So we're running duo to the left. We've got our double teams here. And then we are going to be kicking these guys out. There's our hole to run through. It might not seem like much, only getting 6 yards, but I guarantee that every offensive coordinator, every play caller, every offensive line coach is happy with a 6-yard run. That's why we run the plays that we do. Our offense is designed to get at least 4 yards on a run play. We don't break many run plays for very long. Getting our long plays is why we have Matt Stafford, why we have Cooper Kupp, and that's why we play the defense that we do, because we don't want to give up that explosive play on defense. Our running game is for consistent, short yardage. Our passing game is for those explosive plays. And speaking of our defense, our next video will cover our defensive philosophy going into the season.
If you haven't joined Prize Picks yet, you need to do it this season. Prize Picks allows you to pick up to 5 player props, and it gives you the option to 10x your winnings. Look at this right now. Tom Brady right now, for a limited time only, is a free square, because unless he gets hurt, he is going to be getting that 0.5. I'm going to select Tom Brady. I'm going to select Josh Allen going 275.5. Matthew Stafford going 265.5. We'll just throw Lamar Jackson in here, and let's just throw Justin Fields gets more than 191.5. So what you do here, you put more, or less if you believe, Lamar Jackson gets less than that. And there you go, 10x your winnings if this pays out. You will actually get paid out even if you only hit 3 of them. You'll get 0.4 times your money back. You'll get 2 times. You'll double your money if you get at least 4 out of 5. Deposit today by using our promo code DTRAMS, and you'll get up to a $100 bonus match.